Hello everyone, welcome to this video. Today I wanted to quickly talk about update management feature that's available within Azure environment. So when you move to your cloud and if you are deploying infrastructure as a services, so your virtual machine, your SQL databases, they will still need to be updated, and the patch management is the responsibility of the cloud uh, that is using the cloud resources. So that's used as a cloud customer, it's the customer's responsibility. Now, when it becomes a PaaS or SaaS services, now Azure will maintain the patches and do everything for you. But if you have anything that is running infrastructure as a service, you are responsible for patch management. Now, let's see what we have. So I have created a couple of virtual machines within my Azure environment. Let's see if they're running. Okay, both of my virtual machines are running. I created one Linux and one Windows. First of all, if you can go to any of these machines, there is a section down there where you have operations, you have auto shutdown, backup, disaster recovery, guest and host update, inventory, change tracking, some of that stuff. I'm trying to see if the patching is also available from here. Let's see, is patching directly is not available on this particular blade. Okay, so the next place that I want to go to, I'm going to check the Windows machine as well. So for here, it's okay. So backup you can configure directly from within this virtual machine, but the patching is outside uh, these particular blades. So what you need, you can come back over here, and if you do for Azure patching, you'll see there is no direct match. Okay, so as you patching, what happens, one of the results, they're suggesting that you need an automation account. This is something you need to know. So for patch management, you gotta have an automation account available to you. Okay, so let's just go there. And what I have created here, I have created one automation account. Actually, before I do that, let's come back to the Windows one more time and just make sure that inventory. So if you click on inventory, that really does the inventory of your system, all of your software and everything that you have within your system, and that is also not enabled. I think that's how I created the other uh, account that I just saw. Okay, the automation account. So just maybe just stick to this one. The another thing you need to look at, that's and I want to make sure that these are running in the East US. So let's do this. Let's go to automation account, and this automation account is created in the East US location. So I know that I can use this automation account for my patching purposes. So let's just click on this one. And under automation account, if you see, I have the configuration management. You see the some of the same thing that we looked at on the VM side, like inventory, change tracking, state configuration. And here you see the update management now showed up. Okay, so if I click on this blade, okay, here is the update management. It says, hey, enable consistent control and compliance of your VMs with update management. This service is included with Azure Virtual Machines and Azure Arc Machines. You only pay for logs stored in Log Analytics. The service requires a Log Analytics workspace and this automation account. So we already got the automation account. So here, if you see, it's already selected, pre-selected whole bunch of stuff for me. All I need to do is enable this service right now. And if I enable this service, I should have further options for my update management that will be available to me, and I can start creating schedule when I need to apply different kind of patches. Okay, so just give me a second. Let's see if that's enabled right now. uh, it's still going through the process, and the notification seems empty. So just give me a minute, and as soon as this process is done, we'll look how to configure the patch management setting. Thank you. And by the way, so if you can look at here now, it says installation of the update management solution is in progress. And now the notification also showed up, which says deployment in progress. So as soon as this is done, I'll restart the video and do some configuration for both Windows and Linux machines. Okay, everyone, let's finish up setting up our update management. So now this surface is now enabled, and what you see now, what I got, if I go back to update management right now, so it's not saying that hey, enable the service, it's now enabled, and it's saying two machines do not have the update management enabled. It's so detecting, so there's nothing at the moment that is actually controlled by this update management at the moment. So, and we'll see how to do that. So again, and if you go to machine names, and it says no machine currently appear assessed for machines connected just recently. It might take a few minutes to start reporting first data. Turned off machines do not report any data. So again, make sure that if you want to add your machines to this particular update management, they need to be running. So over here, what we can do now, we can first, let's just schedule update management before we add any VMs to this scheme, okay? So if you click on the update management, okay, so let's say let's create one rule for the Windows. So Windows, I'll just say first week. Okay, so you can customize this the way you like. So you see their operating system, you can do it for Windows or for Linux. For this one, we're going to do it for the Windows right now. And then groups to update, so you need to click on that one, and then you can choose, if you have multiple subscription, you can select and choose what subscription you want to apply this particular update schedule. I have only one subscription right now, so I'm going to choose that one. If you want, you can go after the resource group as well, and if you just want to choose all the resource group, I just select all of them. I don't even have to select anything, I just leave it that way. And if you want to go after a particular location, you can also do that. You can also go after tagging. Okay, only VMs that are tagged, say production, they need to be added to this particular policy. You can do it that way as well. So right now I'm just only going to select the Azure subscription and hit add. So now if you see over here, it says okay, that one subscription is now added. Now let's click on OK. So I have configured my group. Now machines to update, you can click on that one, and what it's doing over here, select machines and select searches. So you can go after this machines and imported groups. I don't see anything in here, so I'm just gonna click OK. So it's gonna pick up any machines that are a part of this, like either Microsoft default computer group or Microsoft default computer group updates or change tracking in these two types. And then include exclude update, if you click on that one, if you have a particular KB ID that you want to exclude, you can include, you want to put that. If you want to exclude some of them, you can also come here to the exclude button and provide the KB ID if you want. So I'm not going to do that. I want to get everything. And next would be update classification. So right now by default, all types of updates are selected, like your critical updates, security updates, update rollups, feature packs, service packs, definition update tools, and regular updates. So you can customize, say if you maybe you only want critical patches and security updates. Okay, you don't want anything else. So you can have it customized like that. Let's take the first three, and then here comes the schedule setting. The schedule setting can also be configured very nicely. So you can do it one time update. So you will just provide the date, time, and the time zone when you want to do it. But most people, they will go after the recurring. So you go to the recurring. Then when do you want this to happen? So maybe I want to happen first every month. So one every month, and I want say I want the first Sunday of every month. Okay, set expiration, I'm saying no. So let's look at this. So I'm saying that it's gonna start today, this process, but the update is actually gonna happen the first Sunday of every month. So nothing is gonna happen this month. This is end of like August, but the first Sunday of September, this process will kick in and it will apply all the patches. I make sure I have that correctly. So we have selected month. We selected weekdays. Didn't have to select a month days. I can also select a particular month day if we like, but we want the first Sunday of every month. So that looks good. And I say, what time do I want to start? Say I want to start 6 a.m. in the morning. Okay, so let's change that, and EST is good. It says validation of start time failed, so maybe I mistyped something. Let's see, 0600. Validation of start time failed. That is, I'm not sure why that would fail. Let me click on that one. Start time is the effective start date and time specific to your schedule. The schedule will be created in the time zone that you select and adjusted for daylight savings according to the time zone. So let me change this date to maybe make it on first week of the month. It's September 1st, and let's see if that solves our problem. And that did. Okay, so I don't know what's the deal with that. I want this update to happen at 6 o'clock in the morning starting month of September, and I want that to happen first Sunday of every month. Okay, so now hit OK. So I have that configured. If you have any pre-script or post-script, you can configure it from here. I'm not going to do that anything in here, but if you want, you can add your pre and post scripts. The last thing, how long do you want to run these updates? Okay, so for us, let's make it 60 minutes, and if the update doesn't happen within this time, it will pause your update. And then last thing is the reboot option. So you can have it reboot if required, never reboot, always reboot, or only reboot, will not install update. So I'm just gonna go with the default one, reboot if required. So if your update requires your reboot to have the proper functionality, you will need that anyway. Just make sure that you don't impact your production system and your update is you're doing it at night or over the weekend. Now I'm just gonna create this policy. Okay, so now it's creating, and schedule deployment, it says it's created. Okay, so let's try to add Azure VMs now and see what we have. So now if you see, if I clicked on the add VM, it came over here, and look at that, it's using the log analytics workspace that we have used to create our automation account, and the same automation account is being used. So there are two, it says ready to enable, and then what I can do, I'm just gonna enable our update management for both of the machine. Now remember that we only did the policy for the Windows, so we still need to create another policy for the Ubuntu, for the Linux machine. But it said something like go to the resource group, so I'm gonna click on that one. So over here, what you see, we have the automate. This is the automation account, and then it created a change tracking and update default workspace. This is the solution that when we created our schedule, it created this additional stuff in here. Okay, so let's go back to update management one more time. Where are This is the resource group. Let's go to the automation account, go to update management, and it will take maybe a little bit of time to for those machines that we just added to show up in here. So give it a minute, and while that's going on, let's create another one for Linux. So I'm gonna call it Linux uh, week or monthly update. Say monthly update. Okay, I'm gonna follow about the same. I'm gonna choose my subscription. Here it didn't. Here we go. That's okay. Why is it complaining? Okay, let's try select all. Okay, I need to click the add in here and then hit OK. And machines to update, we don't need to configure at the moment. Update classification. critical, and for Linux there are only two, critical and security updates and other updates. Let's keep both of them. Schedule, again, let's just do from September 1st. Let's make that 6:00 a.m. and I'm gonna make it recurring every month, and I'm gonna do that first Sunday. Okay, and no expiration, and hit OK and create, and that's about it. That's you will get another update in here. Now, the only thing that we have done and configured, if you want to see how it's working, now you have to wait till the first week of the month to be able to see how it's performing. But for the lab, let's create another one just to test it out. Let's say create for the Windows, say hourly. Okay, so again, let's get all of them, add, then hit OK, rest here. Let's do that recurring, and instead of day, let's do that every hour. Okay, and let's start it today at 11:11, so that's good. Hit OK, and then rest looks good, so let's create that one as well. All right, so now what we have, if you go down to the schedule, all of the schedules will show up in here. So I created two policies. Okay, one policy first week for the Windows, and Linux, it's got the monthly update. It's again happening on the first week. That's the way we configured. And this is the one that we just configured as an hourly basis. So this one, if I come back to this one within an hour or so, I should see what is going on with this particular policy, right? But the others, I have to wait till the first Sunday of the month. All right, let's go back in here, and let's see if they're showing up. These machines are still not showing up. So as I said, they take a little bit of time. So here it says, over here, if you go, it says update management already enabled, and it says green marks. It's still checking, okay, for you, okay, what's update is there, what's available, what's not available, and when you need to update, things like that. So give it a little bit of time, and you come back and you have your update or patch management properly scheduled. And that's the way to go. So what I'll do, I'll pause the video and I'll come back probably in an hour or so and see if anything is showing up that's updating the patches properly with the hourly policy that we created. And we'll do some additional demo before concluding the video. Thank you. Hey everyone, so this has been more than almost an hour. So I'm back in here. So what you see here right now in my update management plate, now those two machines, they now showed up just fine. And one of them, it says it's compliant. Okay, so this one I don't need to do anything. The Ubuntu is still not assessed, and it will be assessed at some time. I think I probably we haven't created any hourly schedule for Ubuntu. So let's just go back to deployment schedule. So look at that. So we created, so when we said, okay, let's create one monthly schedule for the Windows and one monthly schedule for the Linux. And then just to test it out the functionality so that I'm not waiting till the first Sunday of next month, we created one policy for the Windows hourly. So that's why the Windows got updated and everything seems to be compliant as we speak. So again, so this one, it's not being assessed. It will be assessed as per the policy. And win test, this one is all good. It looks like everything makes sense. Everything is good. We don't have to do anything in here. So let's come back. So let's see if we have any other information. So what you will see, like if you have any missing updates, they're going to show up in here and they will say, okay, these are the updates that you need to apply. Deployment schedule we already looked at, and you can also look at the history, and then you can look at, okay, what happened, if there's any failed and not started, things like that, they will also show up in here. Let's see a few other things in there. So another thing I wanted to mention, if you have your virtual machines or any machines that are not on Azure but on-prem, you can add non-Azure machines as well. So maybe they will give you options to go to other type of cloud as well, and you will be able to connect and push all the updates to virtual machines that are not managed even within the Azure. So take a look at this link as well. And another thing, manage machines, you can click on that, and once you manage machine, right now we are like adding these machines. Okay, but it's a completely manual work. You can do some automation right here, so you can say enable on all available machines, or enable on all available and future machines. So in the future, if anything, any other machine that comes available, it will be automatically applied. Or you can use the enable on selected machines the way we have it. So I'm just gonna not use that feature at the moment, but that's about it. So now what we have a update schedule that are completely configured. Okay, and I have two machines. One of them is already evaluated and I have no problem. The other one most likely is getting evaluated as we speak, and it's compliant. It's not missing any updates and not missing any security patches, anything like that. So they're all good. And you can also look at the update agent readiness. You can click on it and it'll tell you what's there. It's the hybrid worker. That's all working fine. Last time it was checked was about 6 minutes ago. Okay. So, and just play with this configurations a little bit and make sure that you understand what's going on. So that's all that you need to do to configure your updates and patches for your systems. And as I said, the schedule, the way you configure is very nice, and you have a lot of options that you can configure. You can do like over here, if I'm at this particular blade, I'm having two machines. Both of them got completed, looks like. So you can go and go back over here. So this is still actually going on. So anyway, so what I want to show you, so two of them, they have now onboarded to the overview page, and we have successfully scheduled our update management for both Windows and Linux. Okay, if you have any question, please let me know. You know, it's been a kind of long video to demonstrate a short thing or small thing, but try it out and let me know if it's working for you. Have a great day. Thank you. Bye bye.